With my 7 years experience in farming, if I wanted to start afresh, what would I do? Will I still go through the process of getting that 4 plots and tilling the ground and maybe planting vegetable that I was not able to sell? Or will I go through the process of sleeping in my farm location for the number of years that I slept there just to make it in agriculture? Will I do that? No. I want. So what will I do different if I'm to start afresh again? Okay, Julie, if you're to start afresh in agriculture, what will you do? As a newbie, what will you do? That's what we'll be talking about in today's video. So if you like videos like this, make sure you smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and check out other videos on the channel. You might see the one that will interest you. Okay, without wasting our time, let's dive into the video. The first way I will enter agriculture is, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with trading. Agribusiness, that's what I'm going to start with. So if I'm interested in any crop, I will first start trading it before I start cultivating it, because over the years I've learned that cultivation takes a whole lot. Cultivation takes your energy, it takes your time, it takes your money, and you might end up not making profit. But for agribusiness will take your energy, it will take your time, and you will make money. That is it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look out for people that are already in the business. I will help them to sell. Yes, I'll find ways to look for a market for that produce and sell. There's money in sales. Selling, like, marketing has opened my eyes to the money in agriculture. So I will help them to sell. Let's say I'm interested in catfish production. I don't need to start catfish farming. I'll look for someone that is ready to catfish farming. If it's fresh one, I'll look for money to buy and resell. I'll look for money to buy the smoked one and resell. I'll package it and use my social media to sell it. Like, I was sleeping on marketing, guys. I didn't know that. I know that we sell, but I didn't know that you don't even need to cultivate before you make the money in farming. But right now I've realized that is the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to do mainly trading of agro commodities. I'll trade rice, I'll trade beans, I'll trade, buy catfish from a farmer and resell. That is what I'm going to do and make my money gradually before I decide if I want to go into farming. That is the first thing I am going to do. The next one is I'm going to do storage for farmers. So outside buying and selling, with what I know now, if I'm to start afresh, I will go for storage. I will go to farm locations where farmers produce crops and they don't have the facility to store it, because it's the facility of storage that makes farmers sell their produce at very cheap price and without making profit. So I'll buy it from them and store and sell when the price is high. That is another thing I'm going to do. I'm going to focus more on storage. Over the years, I've been doing storage, and knowing what I know now, outside grains, there are even produce, there are even commodities that gives you 100% return on investment than grains. So you need to know those produce, or you need to know those commodities and know where to store them. Storage is another money-making machine in agriculture. If I had known, I would have started with storage, and storage of small produce that does not even require high capital to store. Something like firewood, shaft, all those things does not require huge capital to store, and you will make your ROI, your return on investment on it. It is guaranteed. I've been doing this consistently for the past 4 years, and I can tell you that every single year my profit increases, and that's why this year I'm focusing on it more. Even per month, I think I only collected 120 kegs this year. And after that, I don't do again. I'm storing more of those ones. So storage, another thing I'm going to focus my mind on if I'm to start afresh in agriculture. The next one, still on storage, is I'm going to build warehouse instead of buying lands. So land is a good asset, is a good let's say something is a good asset for you to have as a person. But the rate at which I invested my money into purchase of land, if I had known, I would have reduced the number of lands I got, and I would have used my other money to the one I used to get the other land to build warehouse where I would buy. There's someone I know. I met the man last year. Yeah, they said he has been in the farm location over the years. Well, I met him face to face last year. What the man does is every single time that farmers are harvesting maize, he comes to my farm location, he buys maize. He has this dehydrator, local dehydrator that he did. He buys maize, he buys pepper, and he will dehydrate the pepper, he will sun dry the maize and store in his warehouse. What warehouse did he build? He just built one room that went up, something that with not before that dollar was not high. It's something I could build with 500,000 naira, but now it's something I can still build maybe with 1 million naira. He built the house. It's not something complicated. He built it up, and that is where he stores everything. Meanwhile, me now, what I do is I rent house in the farm location that I use. I rent 4 bedroom. I use them to store my firewood. I use them to store my charcoal. I use them to store anything I want to store. But this man bought 1 acre of land and he built it. And year in, year out, he stores. And guys, the day I saw the car this man was driving, I said, hey, Julie, and you are here. So all the money I meant to use to buy car, me, I'm using to buy land. See this man now. So yeah, I will invest in warehouse. I will build warehouse and help farmers store produce. So my own way now is, instead of storing for myself alone, I can actually help you store and help you sell, and we share it. Collaboration. Yes, that's another thing I would have done if I'm starting afresh again. I don't know if this my point makes sense. It might be different from yours anyways, but these are the things I think I would have done if I'm starting afresh again. And finally, what will I do if I'm to start afresh again? I would focus on 3 crops. Yes. 3 crops and long-term crops are the goal. I'm not going to lie to you. For the past 7 years, I've been cultivating short-term crops and few long-term crops. But I can tell you that the long-term crop I planted 7 years ago is now generating me more money than what short-term crops that I've been cultivating 7 years ago has given me. I'm not going to lie to you guys. No, the short-term crops, the long-term crop, and the long-term crop I cultivated was palm, oil palm. But now that I know that coconut is even more fast rising than oil palm, I want to focus more on coconut. In the next 4 years, I'll still start harvesting. So I'm telling you now, if you want to go into farming, if you want to go into agriculture, please do long-term crops. It might look further, 7 years, but before you know it, 7 years is already here. When did I start? 7 years ago. Now I'm telling you, 7 years ago. So you can start now. I started this YouTube channel like 4 years ago or so. I started it 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, and here we are. I'm still waxing strong. As I planted coconut 4 years ago, by now I'll start harvesting it. Do you understand? So focus on things that will grow. I'm not saying don't till the ground, but this is what I personally would have done. See all those cassava and agbado that I've been planting, I would not try it. I will focus on these things, and if I had focused on them previously, maybe by now I would have built a mansion in Abuja and in Kafanchan. But jokes apart, these are aspects I will focus on, and it's something I recommend for people to look into. You can make your own research. These are just my own research. Look into it and get started. Yeah, so I hope you got value. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please smash the like button. As usual, subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to see you in my next video.